Hey guys, it's time to harvest potatoes. Okay, so these potatoes are about 15 weeks since being planted now, and this grow bag here is very dead. So dead. So yeah, let's get these out of the grow bags and see what we've got. I'm just going to take this sugarcane mulch off the top and then tip this out if I can. It's pretty heavy, but we've had rain on and off again for the last week, so I'm trying to get this done while we've got an afternoon of no rain, because it's been pretty hard getting stuff done in the garden recently. So there's all the old potatoes. They are well and truly dead. There's one that's still a bit green, but the rest of them are just brown. So these potatoes were ones that I had left over from last year's crop that I grew. I'm not sure how big these are going to be. I don't even know the variety. But that's the fun of harvesting potatoes. You just never know what you're going to get. It's a surprise. Okay, so that's all the sugarcane mulch. So let's tip this out and see what's in here. These grow bags are massive, but they're so good for growing potatoes because you can fit about 5 potato seeds in here and get a pretty decent harvest out of it. Any downside is they do get a bit dry, so you have to water them a lot. Okay, again we have 1,000 massive worms. I don't know if these came from the last place, but they are huge. Oh, they freak me out. They're like snakes. I'm gonna throw them in the garden so they can get to work in there. Alright, let's see what we've got. Oh, it's one of those grubs. Okay. Well, one little potato already, that's good. Looks like I've got a red potato there too, which I don't remember planting, but anyway. There's a little one. There's an odd shaped one, kind of like a love heart. Quite a few red ones. I don't remember planting red ones, but I must have. It's got some weird roots on it. So these look to be about the standard size that I usually get every year, which I'm trying, look at all those worms, which I'm trying to correct. A lot of these are small. So that's why I'm creating my potato experiment this year. I've planted in another 2 grow bags over there 2 really large potatoes and a different variety this time, the Sebago variety. So I'm hoping I'll get bigger potatoes. Because it's a different variety, because these ones are just tiny. And I'm getting lots of these white grubs in here too, which I find if there's lots of compost to eat, but otherwise they just eat the roots of the plant, so that could be a reason why these aren't that big. And maybe why there's not that many in here, because that's a pretty tiny amount so far. For 5 potatoes. That's a bit disappointing, to be honest. That amount there, I would have expected a bit more. So we'll bring over the other container and see. Oh, there's another one. I may find more in here as I go through. But so far it's looking pretty dismal. Not overly impressed with the first haul of potatoes. This soil's pretty moist, which is good, so that's not a problem. But it could have been those grubs, maybe these things here, maybe eating the roots of the plant. Anyway, I'll see what the next one gives us. Okay, so this is the second lot. These ones aren't as dried out as the first lot. Again, these are ones that I planted about 15 weeks ago that were left over from last year. Let's see what we got. One of these ones, I can see one. I can see one on top there already. And it's small. Looks like we're gonna get more small ones. Another little bitty. Anyway, it's still fun harvesting them. That one's not too bad. That's a pretty decent size. Still my favourite thing to harvest because you never know what you're going to get. A little one, lots of red ones in here, which is just bizarre. I don't remember planting that many red ones. I think they're the Desiree variety, which do grow very well. Doesn't surprise me. Let's tip this one over and see. Again, I can see lots of worms in here as well. There's one there. They all look about the same size again. Another one, a bit better size. Okay, that's a decent size. Hooray. If I can get more that size, I'll be happy. Another little one. I'm starting to get used to these gigantic worms now. And there's no grubs in this bag either, so that might have been the reason why the last bag didn't do so well and why they died. So the potato plants died really quickly. Could have been because of those grubs, who knows. Oh, a white one. That's a decent size. One there. Oh, that's not too bad. That looks like a seed potato. I was wondering where that was. Oh, I missed a whole bunch down here. Ooh, that's a seed potato. Yuck. So in the end, it wasn't too bad from 2 grow bags. And there's a little lizard that's just popped out of the dirt. And you're like, what is going on? Where's he gonna go? And that's what we got in the end. So that's about standard what I usually get, which I'm not complaining about. I am really keen to see the result of my large potato experiment, which should wrap up in about 3 weeks' time. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed harvesting my potatoes with me as much as I did. It's always my favorite thing to do in the garden. And like I said, stay tuned for in 3 weeks time for the results of my large potato experiment to see if I can finally get some large potatoes. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.